Before we get into today's video, I'm pleased to announce the first giveaway contest here on the Star Wars Wavelength channel for a free copy of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. All you need to do to enter is subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and leave a comment below with your preferred platform, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or Microsoft Windows. One winner will be selected and announced on December 1st, 2019, so check back because it could be you. Official contest rules are in the video description below, and now, on to the video. As he had promised Yoda he would, Luke Skywalker sought to pass on what he had learned by building a Jedi temple and training a new generation of Jedi. Unfortunately, Luke's nephew and most talented student Ben Solo was corrupted by Snoke, a powerful dark side practitioner, and eventually Ben betrayed his uncle, attempting to kill him before leaving to join the Supreme Leader and become his apprentice instead. Ben, now calling himself Kylo Ren, grew to idolize his grandfather Darth Vader, not Anakin Skywalker, an important distinction to make. It's not clear just yet whether he was aware of who his grandfather was before he turned on Luke. But once he found out, he not only wanted to become as powerful as Vader had been, he also believed that his heritage actually entitled him to that kind of power. Snoke's training of Kylo Ren was harsh, and mostly focused on getting Ben to abandon his attachments to his uncle and parents. In one memorable instance, Snoke brought Kylo Ren to Dagobah, the one-time home planet of Yoda, to show him the dark side cave that Yoda had brought Luke to all those years earlier. Within, Kylo was confronted by an apparition of Luke, which he destroyed, and also apparitions of his parents, which he could not. Knowing what his master expected of him, Kylo Ren used the Force to destroy the cave itself, concealing his failure from Snoke. Kylo Ren grew to fill essentially the same role for Snoke that Vader had for the Emperor, a personal champion who operated outside of the official military structure and was entrusted with his master's most important personal tasks. It was Kylo Ren whom Snoke personally tasked with tracking down Luke Skywalker and destroying him once and for all. That mission ended up bringing Kylo Ren face to face with his equal in the Force, and perhaps the last hope of the Jedi. On Jakku, the very same planet where the First Galactic Empire had met its end, there dwelt a young girl named Rey who had been left behind by her family and eked out a meager living scavenging scrap from the skeletons of old Imperial ships and tanks. Though she hadn't even been born when the Battle of Jakku happened, Rey spent every day exploring the insides of these old battle machines in search of anything she could trade in for a meal. Almost nothing is known about Rey's past other than the fact that she seemed to have been left there on Jakku by her family when she was a small child, and despite the many years that had passed, she never doubted that they would one day return for her. Like a prison inmate, she scratched a line on the inside of the Imperial AT-AT walker she made her home in for each day she spent on Jakku, filling the wall with so many lines that one had to wonder how she was ever able to maintain her faith in her family's return. Almost nothing is known about Rey's family other than the fact that they left her on Jakku when she was a child. Was it done so for her own protection? Was she being marooned there because someone knew her power would one day pose a threat to the galaxy? And of course the most popular question, was she related to someone we knew from the previous movies? Those mysteries would remain mysteries for quite some time, but regardless of the exact circumstances of her exile, Rey seemed convinced that her parents would one day return for her. They never did, but the fact that they chose Jakku as the place they would leave their daughter was interesting in and of itself, considering how many other important events centered on the planet. Obviously, the final battle of the Galactic Civil War was fought there, and Jakku also happened to be where the Emperor's observatory to explore the unknown regions was located. The man with the map to Luke Skywalker was living less than a day's travel from Rey's home in Nema Outpost, which also just happened to be the place that the Millennium Falcon had been stowed, making it conveniently available for Rey and Finn to make their escape from the First Order in. Could these all be coincidences? What about the fact that Han Solo himself, who claimed he had been looking for the Falcon for years, just happened to be close enough to grab the ship mere minutes after it blasted off at Jakku? Why did Han look so guilty when Rey said she never knew there was so much green in the galaxy, or offer her a job on the Falcon? And why did the scene suddenly cut when Maz Kanata asked Han who Rey was? All this had to mean that there was some secret to Rey's past that would play a major role in her story, and it started to look pretty likely that Han knew exactly what it was. Now, if he did, he died before having the chance to tell anybody, and the dark side cave on Ahch-To was no help either. About the only clue we ended up getting was Kylo Ren's assertions that Rey's parents were nobodies, simple alcoholic junk traders who had been lying dead in a pauper's grave on Jakku for years. Could that really be all there is to Rey's story? Okay, fine, she's not a Skywalker or a Kenobi or a Palpatine, or even a Binks, but could she really just be nobody after all that build-up? Now, it's possible that there's more to the story than what we got from Kylo Ren in The Last Jedi, but there's one thing for certain. She's strong enough in the Force to match the power of a Skywalker, as she defeated Kylo Ren for the first time she ever used a lightsaber. Will there be more to Rey's backstory that comes out down the line? We'll probably get the answer to that, and a lot more when Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, comes out in December of 2019. But until then, thanks for watching this video series, and as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave them in the comments section below. If you'd like to support the Star Wars Wavelength channel, please click subscribe so you can be notified whenever new videos are posted. Thanks again for watching, and may the Force be with you. Always.